Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the Friday Night Live. How is everybody doing? I hope y'all feeling good. I hope y'all have been eating well and enjoying a little bit of joy. Hey, JL. Is that Vanessa? That looks like Vanessa's picture. Hey, Vanessa. Come on in the room as, what's her name? Come on in the room. What's her name? Tabitha Brown say. Oh, come on in the room. So we're gonna kiki like we do. Mother Brown, honey. Boom. I finally got this camera to working like it's supposed to be, I guess. So that's a good thing. Make sure you thumbs up as you come in the room. We're just gonna kiki. We're gonna talk about Jada, Mother Jada Pickett Smith. We're gonna talk about The Shy, the show The Shy, which I don't watch, but I guess they're doing some work around their storyline. So we're going to talk about them. Hey, Brandon. Hey, I was getting nervous. What were you getting nervous about? Hey, Lady Scorpio. How are you? We're going to talk about Elizabeth Warren as well. Well, not really about her, but yeah. Hey, Sid. Oh, yeah, you know I don't come on always exactly at 7 o'clock. Hey, Cocoa Butter, darling. So come on in the room as you come in, thumbs up. Um, yes, that's what it is. So what has been y'all tea? This has been, Pride Month is over. So if you are a queer person, you are no longer getting all the emails and requests to be on somebody's Zoom call. They snatching down all the rainbows. you know, how are y'all surviving after this crazy Pride? Every week of Pride, not to take the energy down, but this is just what happened. Every week of Pride, there was a trans person or two that has been murdered. Every week. And I think this happened last year too. We talked about it on the show on March's Play yesterday. I think this happened last year where every day, every week, we were reporting trans deaths. I'm like, shit, I thought we would get a break this year because COVID, bitches ain't out. But honey, they still got time to kill trans women, honey, and beat on trans men. Hey, Miss Amy. I've been following you for years. I remember the Entrance Heart Show. Do you still talk to Tylen? Yes, Tylen is still my sister. We have been friends for shit since we were 12. So even if we fall out, that's still gonna be my sister. But we didn't fall out. She comes in the room sometimes if she's not busy. But yeah, I still talk to her. She has been on Marsha's Plate a few times. And yeah, so yeah, that's still my sister. She lives like a couple of blocks from me. And so because we are in quarantine, honey, well, not quarantine. We are practicing social distancing. We really haven't been able to go out to eat and do stuff that we normally do. But yes, I still talk to Ty. Yeah, I sure do. I love the show. Yes. I think I got this when marriage equality passed. And it matched my nails. So I was like, okay, we got to my love win shirt. It's Amy, yes. I've been watching you on YouTube for 12 years. I know I've been on YouTube for 12 years. Oh God, that's a long time. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. There's a girl named Miss Jazz. Is her name Miss Jazzy? I think something Miss Jazzy on here. She had she had hit me up about a song that I had wrote. She was like, it's been years ago, but there's a song that you wrote and blah 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 blah. And I have never been able to get it out of my head. And I was like, what song are you talking about? And she sent me like this little like coded message like of some lyrics, and I was like, that don't sound like me. And she was using references to planets like um like planets. So I was like, are you thinking about my song called Galaxy of Love? Because I do a little reference to, planets on there. And she was like, no, I know that one. Um, I know that one. I was like, well, I don't know what you talk about. And she was like, well, I don't know how to sing, but I can sing a little. Well, she didn't say I don't know how to sing. She was like, I'm very Tony Braxton with it. She was like, but I was like, send me a little bit. And she sent me a little bit of her singing the song that she was remembering that I did. Baby, this video, it is so old. First of all, I had forgot about this song because if y'all been with me a long time, I loved you on Elizabeth Warren Live. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we got it together. And I'll talk about that later. Thank you so much, Sid. Man, so we had this whole song. She remembered this song that I had. If y'all been with me for years, y'all know sometimes I'll post like a song that I was working on. And so, most of them now are like unlisted, and I have them like unlisted. I don't really have them posted. And so she was remembering this song, and I'm like, what? So once she sent it to me, I knew exactly what she was talking about. So I was going through my I was like, I don't delete shit. So if I delete it, it's like stupid. But music, I don't delete because I'll forget it and I might need to go back and reference it later on, like if I'm creating something. So she sung the song, and I was like, I know that song. And I searched and finally found in all the videos I have, I found the song that she was talking about. But she remembered a version. I had just did a very small snippet. I can't remember when I did it. That's how old it is. I had just did a very small snippet and had put it out, but I had deleted that one because it was just a little snippet. But when I was saving up for a single, like actually to release a song, it was the song that I was going to release. So the producer, I had did a whole full version of the song so the producer can start making the track for it. And so it was an unlisted video, and I had sent it to him, and he was the only one who had access to it. So it didn't have a lot of views. It had like 28 views or whatever. And, he ended up moving to California. We never end up finishing the song. And so I played it and listened to it. I was like, this is my jam. I can't believe that you remember this. And I sent her the video. She was like, this is it. And we was vibing over this old ass song that I did. And I was like, how could you remember this? This is so obscure and small. And she remembered it. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all who've been fucking with me for all these damn years. Thank you. So, so since let's talk about Liz, because Liz is in some deep conversation. Liz is a um, just a simple event. So Elizabeth Warren this morning, all day long, well not all day long, from 12 o'clock all the way till like 3 o'clock. She allowed Raquel Willis, the amazing, brilliant, um, media communication extraordinaire. She actually just got a new position as the communication specialist. I think that's what it's called at Miss at the Miss Foundation. Elizabeth Warren literally let her take over her social media account and do whatever she wants with it. And so with that time and process, she decided to do Black Trans Power hours. And so she does 2 hours of interviews with Black trans leaders around the country. And guess who was one of them? Yay, I was one of them. So it featured Tony Michelle. It featured Ola. I don't know how to say Ola's last name because he's a migrant and I am bad with migrant names. But Ola, all the videos are still up on her Instagram. So get your phones out right now. Go to Elizabeth Warren's page and go like it. Go to my video and like it and leave a comment. Hey, blah 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 blah. Whatever. You can at me at Diamond Style. So go check it out. Then come on back. Come right on back, then we can finish the conversation. But while we're sitting here, go fuck it up. So, but yeah, so it was Mariah Moore at the House of Tulip, and she's also one of the lead organizers at Transgender Law Center. It was Aria Saeed, who is the executive director of the Transgender Cultural District in San Francisco and Queen Culture. Also, who else? Who else was in it? Tony Michelle, Ola. Oh, and one of the main leaders of the Oka Project. I can't remember her name. But all of our videos is up. And so think about how amazing that is. And she's not running for president anymore. Well, she could be trying to be vice president. But her campaign for president is over. And so and she's always been like this. So I don't want to say she just was shucking and jiving. But she allowing her platform to be taken over so we can amplify our Black trans voices. How amazing is that? That was like, whoa, I hadn't seen that before. So for her to allow Raquel Willis to take over and allow her to bring whoever she wanted, like, not vetting us or whatever. And we can say whatever we want. And we talked about Black trans power and what each of our organization was doing that was pushing the culture forward, and what Black trans power looked to us, what it looked like, what was it, how do we define it, and what does trans liberation looks like, what's that agenda look like, what's the goal, what's the end game. And we all had different responses, but it kind of led to the same thing, freedom and self-determination. And I thought that the whole experience was amazing. Just her, she got 2.4 million followers. And so, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was a great thing for her to do. And I enjoyed myself. I love Raquel. I met Raquel. It's beautiful seeing her grow to be this media powerhouse, because I met Raquel when she was younger, and I was so y'all, if y'all don't know, I'm married to a trans man. We're not in a romantic marriage. We are in a, we married, girl. And so in the process, he he was creating TransFitCon, which was the first and only bodybuilding competition and conference for trans men. And so he because I was, in the activist circle, he brought me on to help him organize, the conference part of it, the entertainment part of it, and kind of lead and run what was going on outside of the actual bodybuilding competition. Because I don't know nothing about no bodybuilding, but I can, throw a conference, I can host a conference, I can, organize workshops and do all that kind of stuff. So he brought me on to be able to do that, paid me quite well. And so we had one of the events of the night was a fashion show. And a lot of the girls showed up, but like two of them didn't show up. And so as a patron, like they just had come to be, in the festivities. Raquel and this other trans woman named Nikki B. Nikki B hadn't transitioned yet. She was very non-binary, but she's transitioned now. But Raquel had Nikki B was given very Grace Jones. Raquel was being her normal, beautiful self. And so we asked them, would they walk the runway for us as our missing, runway girls? Could they take their place? Baby, they immediately said yes. And we got them fitted for their outfits, and they killed it. They were like the star of the runway show. It was like, wow. If they wouldn't have been in it, it would have been boring to me. Not no shade to the other girls, but they killed it. And so I love her, because she really was clutch in that moment. And to see her be a baby trans activist and grow into what she is now. She used to be the editor, what is it? The editor-in-chief of Out magazine. She used to work at the Transgender Law Center, creating programs that still exist there. Now she's moving on to what she's doing now as the communications person at Miss Foundation. I just think, gosh, like it's just beautiful to see her and what she's doing, and how she never misses a moment to amplify other girls' voices. And I've always been like that. I love people like that, because that builds community. And I thought that was really, really amazing. So if y'all have time, go check those videos out. Go to Elizabeth Warren's, Instagram page and check them out. Yay! So let's talk about, let me see what y'all got to say. I remember the songs. I also remember your cute stories about your childhood and your first time. Yes. The Love Believes. I have, I got all the chapters of that book mapped out. I haven't finished writing them, but I have all the chapters mapped out, and I'm on chapter 3. So the book is coming. So, I'm in the Northeast. Our numbers are steady. I'm looking at y'all down south. Are you judging us, Brenda? Are you judging our COVID numbers? Why are you so loud? Why are you talking so loud? I feel like you are really loud trying to tell our business, and you don't need to be doing that, because it ain't none of your business. I feel like you judging. I feel like that statement is real pointed. I feel almost like it's some trauma happening just from reading that. We live in Texas with all these stupid, ignorant Republicans. Why I feel like you on my live judging us? I don't understand. I feel attacked. I feel attacked. I am Southern, but right now I'm in Dubai. Our numbers are good, I guess. Yeah. It's beautiful to see other people's glow up. Yes, absolutely. Very much so. I'm judging. Y'all wearing y'all good. I have my mask, honey. I don't know where it's at right now. Oh, there's the right back where I need. I actually bought like a bunch of masks from a black owned business. And she sent them and I absolutely love them. And I always wear my mask. You ain't never how she has them, they don't follow. Like you can. So me, when I'm out in public and nobody is around, I have my mask down. So when I get around people, I put it back up. And so because, honey, I am, I ain't got time for not being able to breathe and be in the hot sun in Houston. No, that's not gonna happen. But I do have it, and I put it on when I'm around people or when I go into stores. But when nobody is around me and I'm walking outside, I have it down. And so I always have my mask on. And because this is not my normal, sometimes I'll forget. Not very rarely, but there's been incidents where I would not think about it. No, I need something from the store, and I'll walk out and go to the store. And when somebody says something about me wearing my mask, I'm like, oh my God, I should be wearing a mask to keep people safe. I'm not arguing with them. I'm not cussing them out. I'm not rolling my eyes. I understand. So, honey, I'm not giving them no kind of extra feistiness. I'm like, you right. I should have my mask. I forgot it. Let me go to the house because all my stores that I go to are right by my house. Let me go to my house and get my mask. And so I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with nobody about no mask because I think that's the stupidest thing. When I see that happening, when I see the Karens and the Chads, being stupid, I'm like, what? Yeah, it's wild. Um, so yes. Oh my God. So let's talk about the Shy. I want y'all to so I don't know if y'all watch The Shy, but I don't actually watch The Shy. I don't actually watch it. I never got into it, so I don't watch it. But because I have my ear to the streets of the community, I know they have a trans character now. They're I thought I heard that they no, that was Greenleaf. Was that Greenleaf that had the trans man character? I think. Anyway, but I hear that The Shy has a trans woman character that is dating Luke James, and I'm hating. I want to fight her, honey. Why she touching my man? But yes, Luke James' character is dating uh uh trans woman. Now I don't know, but I don't know if Luke James replaced the original actor or they killed the actor off or something. Something happened where there's a dude that was killed off, and then now Luke James' character is dating a trans woman. I don't know the storyline, so don't quote me on that part. But apparently, the actor, there's a main character who named Reg, who was killed off. So because I don't watch it, I don't know the context of what's going on, but this is what I read. It is a status. It's his picture. This is the actor that plays him. Very my type. If you don't know my type, that's my type. Chocolate boy, look like he hood, look like regular Degler. That kind of tea. So this is his picture, and the status says, salute this brother right here, Mr. Barton. His name is Barton Fitzpatrick. Better known as Reg from the hit TV show The Shy. The producers killed off his character because he refused to be in a relationship with a transgender woman. Hopefully, he lands some more roles and land back on his feet, stand for something, or fall for anything. And so, Queen Sugar. Okay, maybe it's Queen Sugar and not Greenleaf. I'm sorry. I always mix up Queen Sugar and Greenleaf because they're very chitlin circuit to me. So they seem like they're the same thing. But I don't watch either one of them. So I'm sorry. Yes. It was, which one is about the church? I think Greenleaf's about the church. I was like, child, who's watching this? Oh, aunties. And I ain't got to that level of my auntie status yet. So, child. So that's what they said on under the comments. Do you know where I can find the documentary y'all talked about on the show by Dr. Courtney Ziegler? So Sid, if you at his name on Twitter is Fake Rapper. That's the producer. That's Dr. Courtney Ziegler. Is Fake Rapper. If you at him, he should be able to tell you. He's real cool. So just at him and just please tell him that you heard about him on Marsha's Plate, and he should tell you where you can find it, I think. But yeah, so basically this status is talking about how he got fired because he didn't want to date in his character. He didn't want to play a character that was dating a trans woman. And so when I read this, my initial reaction was, nigga, you an actor. You trying to be an actor. Like, I know, if I just felt like this is your job, do what the fuck you gotta do. But then I'm like, there are some characters that may not feel right to your integrity. Like if you are a transphobe and you think transness is wrong or religiously wrong, I feel sorry for you. But if you believe that, maybe taking this job had it was a integrity test for you. So you was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'll get fired. So that's what I was thinking. But baby, I go to his Instagram to see what he had to say because I'm feeling like if it done made it all the way to Facebook, because Facebook is for the older people. Most young motherfuckers be on Instagram and Twitter or whatever. But so if it get all the way to, usually Facebook is late with getting the tea. So if it got all the way there, so of course there must have been something going on. So I go to his Instagram and he doing a live and he's like, what? I love the LGBT community. Like, I fucks with them hard. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't quit because of that. Who is saying this bullshit? Like, he literally had to get on his live to denounce what motherfuckers was making up. He was like, what? That didn't have it didn't have anything to do with what's going on. So this nigga literally on this status was making up that he left the job because the trans woman. And that wasn't even nowhere near the case. So I went back to the post and was like, nigga, this is fake news, motherfucker. He didn't leave the position because it was a trans woman. And in the comments, everybody was reading. Yeah, he did, right? That's his choice. I pray for him landing another role. Here come a LGBT person. As a proud LGBT person, I'm pissed off they did that. This is disgusting. Yeah, they're trying to teach this homosexual shit to our children. And I'm tired of them pushing this gay agenda on us, creeping it into all of our shows. Like, these are comments that's under this thing. So you literally have made up this fake ass narrative just so people can to rile people up. Like, literally, this is not, first of all, the gay agenda does not exist. Stop being a dumb ass. The reason why you are seeing more queer narratives is because time is going by and people are not forced to be in the closet. So people, there's stories that are being told about queerness that we weren't able to get back in the day, and things have changed. Think about the change that we had to overcome with race and how we started to see more Black characters. We started to have Julia, Julia, what's her name? Diane Carroll was able to play on primetime, the first Black woman to play a primetime series. The white folks would have been like, oh my God. What you sound like, but by you saying it's a gay agenda, what you sound like is white folks saying, oh Lord, we gotta keep seeing all these niggas on our TV. Oh my gosh, they done gave a color woman a show. Oh Lord, what is this world coming to? They just pushing these color folks in our face. I didn't ask for this to be on my TV. That they need to be in the ghetto. They don't need to be on TV. We don't need to see these stories. This is not reflective of America. What? This is how y'all sound. And I'm sure there was some white people back in the day, ignorant and stupid, when they saw black people kissing. I remember on Mia talked about this on the show on the I cut it on Marsha's Play. I have a edited version that I put on the stream. So I had to cut it out because I don't like it to be over, I need it to be under 2 hours, because anything over 2 hours is just too much for a podcast show to me. But I had to edit her talking about it, but on our Patreon, I put the full unedited video up for our patrons to be able to watch the whole video. So there's things that I cut out in the show that we actually say in. And Mia talked about a documentary to watch, and I remember watching the documentary of where it was about blacks in film and Harry Belafonte, because black people and white people couldn't kiss on film. Harry Belafonte and the white lady in the movie, they were, they drunk out of the same coconut, and it was the implication of a kiss, and it was a scandal, and da 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 da. And this people who watched that, they would, I'm sure it's some racist white people that were like, oh my God, they got him drinking. They got this pure lily white woman drinking a coconut from this nigger. Oh my God, what is the world coming to? This Negro agenda is getting out of hand. This is uncouth. I know it was some people like that. And so when you talk about the gay agenda and it being thrown in your face just because you're still seeing way more straight narratives than queer narratives. But if you're talking about the gay agenda just because you're seeing queerness at all, then you are just like those white people that were ignorant and not ready for change and not understanding that this is where the world is going. Exactly. And so that's what you sound like. So I thought it was crazy. And I've seen this a few times where it almost was like a clickbait thing, but it just wasn't. It's different if it's a real, like when they talk about Lil Boosie and doing his anti-LGBT antics. If it's real, yeah, talk about it. Like, yeah, trash him or be on his side, however you want to do it. Yeah, but if you're making fake narratives and then you're complaining about the gay agenda, this ain't even fucking real. This ain't even real. And you are letting it rile you up and get your panties all in a bunch just because you are seeing, out of all the straight storylines, out of all the cisgender storylines that you have grown up with, all the examples, another narrative that I hate is when they talking about how these are bad examples. Like when they show queer men or they show trans folks, these are bad examples for our young boys coming up. I'm like, do you know how many examples of regular cisgender men that there is in the world? Y'all got so many trash examples. Y'all got so many good examples. Y'all got Obama. Y'all got it's so many good. It's so many good ones. It's so many regular ones. These one little queer honey, just Noah's Ark existing. These queer folks. I think one of the conversations was about that gay man that was on True Blood. Y'all remember him, the one that passed away? They were talking about it in that. It's like, it's all these gay characters coming. They try to creep it in. Like, these little characters are not going to undo all the patriarchal examples that y'all have. It's tons of trash examples of men raping, men being men, the good old boys, the locker room conversations. It's tons of conversation. It's tons of shows that are showing those niggas being niggas. You, honey, you won't have to worry about if you want to show a trash ass man and how, and then be homophobic and then be transphobic and then be sexist. It is tons of examples on TV of men like that. Black, white, Asian, Latinx, all of that. It is tons of examples. So these one out of 10 little narratives of queer interaction is not going to change your little son. If your son is gay, let me tell you something. I have never met a gay boy. When I was little, every little gay, queer little boy that I met, they either trans or they gay still. And they got beat. They got on punishment. They got tons of whoopings. They got... they're the black version of conversion therapy, sending you to church and let the people pray for you. You know, they got all the tactics that y'all niggas do to make sure that your son ain't go be gay. Oh, I would beat his ass. Or I would put him in sports. I would da-da-da. Them niggas are still gay. They still turned out gay. All of them. I ain't met one that shit worked. I have not met one that whatever tactics that you niggas do to try to keep your son from being gay, if he's gay, he gay. And he gonna be gay. Every single one. I remember when I was little, I would meet all the little feminine boys. And every single one growing up was in a gay club. When I grew up. They ain't changed. And they all got stories of getting whoopings. They all got stories of their family, their family's resistance to it. And some of them were extreme and some of them were light, but they all still became gay. Because it was in them. They didn't become it. It just was, it just was in them. I mean, you can't undo it. It is what it is. Just like you can't undo your straightness. Whatever. Yo. I thought it was annoying and stupid that these people was making that stuff up. So I wanted to talk about it. And yeah, there it is. Stop being assholes. Stop making up shit. There's plenty of people that you don't have to make up stories about niggas. Let the niggas that fuck with us, fuck with us. The niggas that fuck with us, and I'm not talking on no, well, that too, romantic, sexual, whatever, or just friendship, or just support. Let the niggas that fuck with us, that's in our corner, that don't give a fuck about what we got going on, that want us to exist, that is not tripping about us exist, let them fuck with us. If you don't fuck with us, great. Go on about your business. Don't be bothering the niggas that's cool with us. Leave them out of y'all conversation. Just be trash and be what you are on your own. Leave the niggas that fuck with us alone. Mm-hmm. Let me see what y'all saying. I keep my mask in my car, 1 or 2 in my purse, a few in my apartment. I have them everywhere. I do too. I got the fancy ones for when I want to go out and be cute. And then I have like little plain Jane. There has to be some in, I don't know. The plain Jane ones that I can just throw on, little black ones and little these little gray ones that I really like. I like the gray ones too. Queen Sugar was the trans man. It was one of the trans men on Disclosure. The brown skin one, yes. The one who was discussing Brandon Tina is Disclosure. Yes, the brown one. Yeah, I know him. And his name Brian something. Is it Brian? I can't remember. Anyway. Do you know where I can viewers? I answered that. Off topic, but I was scrolling through IG and saw a man I dated in the winter of 2018 has made a post announcing his transition. And man, was very masculine presenting and acting. My dysphoria was triggered. That is off topic, but that's an interesting topic. So I think because we are so busy, Aria. Ari? Wait, is that your name, Aria? I know it's Ari, but ain't your full name Aria? I think. Anyway, I think sometimes as trans folks, because we are so trying to, especially when we're young, not when we're sometimes when we're older, but definitely when we're young. Um, I think that sometimes we are so caught up in living in our truth and living in a cis heteronormative way that we don't pay attention to certain things around us. And there's a lot of dudes who see us as women and, they're dating us because they're attracted to the woman we are. But there's also some dudes who are using us as a gateway to homosexuality. And that's hard to admit to some people, but Domiciles is here to tell you. There are some people, some men, that deal with us and deal with us as a gateway to homosexuality. They deal with us as a gateway to explore their own identity. And sometimes it looks like going through us in a sexual way, in a dating capacity. And sometimes it's a friendship capacity. Sometimes, you'll see butch queens who were, all your life, they're butch queens, and they become your friend because they're curious. And I remember I had a gay friend named Skittles. Her name is Carmen now, and but at the time when she was a boy, quote unquote, we would talk about transition, and she was like, "Oh no, I would never transition. I'm okay with being a man." And da 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 da. 2 years later, honey, I see her taking moans, getting BBL. Now she living as a whole woman because sometimes people are ashamed of those feelings, and you are an example, and they don't want to admit it, but they're around you because they're questioning, and you are untangling the confusion by being around and by them being around you and talking to you. And sometimes that looks like a friend, somebody befriending you, but sometimes it's somebody trying to date you because that's the sexual attraction for you could still be there. And so you still could be working out their mind, working out sexuality and identity in their mind. And so that's why you run into some dudes who you thought that it was a good dating scenario, and you thought that, oh, he sees me as a woman, I'm a trans woman, and all the men that date me, they see my womanhood and they love me, and you're caught up in your own vain idea of what the relationship is, when really they don't see you as a woman. Or maybe they do, but that's not their intention. Their intention is to, you to be their free counsel, their free counselor, to be able to help them navigate how to transition and accept themselves by just being around you. And sometimes the weirdness is sometimes it can be sexual in a dating way. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. I had a friend named Tori that did that. I done seen that. Not, it doesn't happen all the time, but I done seen that. I done seen that quite a bit. Where he was trade, honey, in 2000 in 1999. He was the hot trade that was having all the girls in the city. And then, honey, 5-10 years later, he's a whole woman. Some folks, that's just them. I don't know about that, but it's confusing. But everybody ain't gonna be of sound mind, and everybody is not gonna come to the realization of acceptance of themselves in the same way that some of us have. Yeah. People find their moral compass only when it comes to LGBT folks. It's so late and tired, through and delayed. Absolutely. You know, I don't fuck with nobody who doesn't like, if you're the type of person that you worried about, like, say that was true. Say that was true, okay? Yes, don't start dragging black men. We're not doing that. Not all here. um, say that was happening. He quit this job. He lost this job because he didn't want to date. He didn't want his character to play a character that dated trans women. This would be the same type of dude that will play a drug dealer. This would be the same type of dude that would play a woman beater and any other stereotypical or negative depiction of a black man or a man in general. But when all of a sudden your moral compass comes on when you're dating a trans person. Now, this situation is not true, but we know there are some men that would be like that. Like Isaiah Washington, and people that have that kind of conservative mindset. So think about it. There are so many that will say, I'm not going to do that because that make us black men look bad. But then they look at they will take the roles of other characters like it's no tea, like that's nothing. But, that reflects in their lived experience too. Like homosexuality and trans is the worst of the worst. And oh my God, that is the worst of the worst. But I can go look at T.I. I can use drugs, sell drugs to people's mamas that's buying drugs with their rent money when they got kids at home. You're enabling them and you coming up and exploiting the community. And think about, this brings up another conversation that I've talked about before. Think about how we praise somebody like a Jay-Z. So when we talk about Jay-Z and his career, how he's now is a mogul. He now is this billionaire, not billionaire, millionaire. He now is a millionaire. He come from selling drugs, duffel bag boy. He come from this life of really exploiting the community that he lives in with drugs. And he flipped it into music, and this is seen as a success. But then when we look at how people judge a Amber Rose, a Black China, they have literally come from the strip club selling sex and flipped it into, a business where they're not selling, well, they're still selling sex, but not selling direct sex. So you have these people that are judging them, but will not judge the exploitation of our community from like the drug dealers. That's kind of like isn't that like a normal trope for a rapper to be? They had to grind on the street and sell drugs and then flip it, do the trap house thing, and then, now I'm doing music. I used to slang drugs and now I'm slanging singles. Ain't that the normal? Like, that's the norm. And people praise that and act like that is the narrative of the street. And yeah, you had to do what you got to do, but you really were just exploiting your community. But you're not looking at that. And I may be sensitive to this because I come from some background of people who, I come from a background. My mother battled, now she's struggling with navigating sobriety. And so I used to be mad at drug dealers who would sell her drugs. Like, I used to be like y'all are enabling her. Like, and y'all, I knew it was exploitive, but all the hip hop growing up was like, they was like praising that. But when it comes to another type of, hustle, transition from hustle, which was, I think, not really exploitative, but, going from a stripper to hustle. Remember when stupid ass Jermaine Dupri was like, oh, it's always stripper raps. It's all that stupid ass shit. Like, they have a different level of disdain for a woman who exploits that and flips it to something good that they don't have for rappers who go from drugs and flip it to something, that. So I thought that was annoying. Let's see where we at. I'm sorry, I'm missing the conversation. Um, People are so timely without realizing that absolutely having attraction within your species is natural. Having an attraction within your species is natural. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. I think I do. I don't know. What you mean by that, saucer? Um, they have been screaming for years that one thing or another would be the downfall of society. Absolutely. Short skirts, rock and roll, rap, women working outside the home, women wearing pants, and always something. Absolutely, because that is white supremacy and patriarchy. That is them working. We're trying to dismantle them systems, and as we dismantle them, that is their resistance. They're like, oh my God, this is the devil. Oh my God, they're changing our way of life. The niggas is gonna be free. Oh my God, the women is gonna be out the home and we ain't gonna have access to their vaginas the way we used to. Oh, they can't be barefoot and pregnant, just making us babies. Oh, what is going on? Oh, the world is gonna flip upside down if we let the gay people get married. Oh, they blow a casket. And that's just that last gasp of breath. They're trying to hold on to those old school patriarchal ways when it's only inevitable, because that doesn't work. It's only inevitable that it's going to change. They have been screaming for years that one thing. Okay, no. It's all for capital. Yes, definitely. Capitalism will always capitalize. That is so true. I was scared of trans people and transitioning until I encountered a trans person who broke it down, even though I felt dysphoria as a child. Yeah, because sometimes you have that fear. You have that fear and not understanding of what's happening. And I can't say that I was was scared. I was intrigued, so I was like, oh wow. When I first met my first trans person. Um, don't get me started, get it. Yeah, I love you, girl, but I came for the title. I rewind and I'm 30 minutes in and still no Jada and August. Has she got to them yet? No. I wanted to do that later. I have a whole 2 hours to talk about stuff, so it's the multiple things we talked about. um, yeah. Um, yes. My family used to try to beat femininity out of me. I'm still I'm still a whole trans woman. Yes, absolutely. Mm. Bump Jada and August. But it is in the title. Has she got to them yet? No, I haven't. Right. Yes. We haven't discussed Jada yet. Yes. Rappers always have the lyrics that goes, used to sell drugs and now I'm rich. Literally every rapper has that lyric. Absolutely. That's like the typical. Teak Milan. Why are you bringing up Teak Milan? What's the T on Teak Milan? Um, yes. Book of Rhymes. Yes, thank you, Book of Rhymes. Yes, I'm a fan of Jay-Z too. Not a fan of him in a Beyonce song, but I'm a fan of Jay-Z. I think he's a great rapper. But I think that is a patriarchal double standard that we don't call out enough. Thank you. Once again, women are held to a higher standard. Absolutely. And I wouldn't even say higher. It's just, they are, it's just different rules for us. It's just different rules. It just feels so manipulative and dishonest. It does. It is. I'm mad that all the time around me, he learned nothing about hair and makeup, looking like a white man in a wig. What? Oh, oh my God. All right, so what is his name? Zoo Miko. Let's get into the Jada Pinkett conversation. So for years, um, I'm really confused by this going viral. Yes, not on a musical level. Y'all just keep making pretty babies and stay out of her song, stay off the stage. Every time he comes on stage, I'm like, girl, gone. But anyway, I'm gagged by this going viral the way that it did. But because we have always had the rumor of Jada Pickett and Will having like an open relationship, or at least a swinger type of relationship, right? That's always been like the rumor. But on Red Table Talk, there was like a a time when they really directly addressed it. And it was like, that's not really what we do. That's our business if we did, but that's not really what we do or whatever. And so I just thought that but everybody was like, yeah, right, because of they had let the rumor go for so long that once you say that you don't do it, everybody's still gonna be like, okay, girl, okay. So I think that they waited too long to kind of dispel that myth. Now it has turned into a beast of its own. And so when is his name August? His name is August, but what is how you say his last name? August something? Special Kelly, that was so trash. Man, I couldn't even watch it through. Like, it was so problematic. I couldn't even watch it through. I couldn't. It was so cringeworthy. I couldn't watch it through. I tried to. I didn't like. There were some people on there that Alcina. There were some people on there that shouldn't have been on there. Anyway, but yes, when he did the interview with Angela Yee, when August did the interview with Angela Yee, first of all, the interview was really good. Like, that really wasn't the core of the conversation. That nigga he's had some issues. He's been on drugs and, he's rehabbing. And what was going on with his hair? He looked like he had a rude ass box color and a twist out that he didn't let dry all the way. What was going on with his hair? But yes, he was just kind of expressing all his shit that was going on in his life. And he brought up that, he had fell in love with Jada or whatever. So, because she was there for him. Nothing really explicit. If you want to see a shit show, he turned it into Kelly and Khalees. Yeah, it's very that. It was very Khalees. I didn't like it. I hate you so much right now. I don't live. And so this is my thing. Like, he literally says in the interview that Will, apparently he had the blessing of Will, or, Will, at the very least, Will knew about it. So my thing is, if he's telling you that Will knew about it, and that is the tea, what is the problem? This is ethical. This is called ethical non-monogamy. This is people in a relationship giving their partner permission to have some fun. That is normal. If this is true, now she's saying there's some healing that needs to be done. She need to bring herself to the Red Table Talk. That's what she said. That was Jada's response. Will tweeted that he was lying. Okay, so apparently they are in denial mode now. So cool. That or it is what it is. But Jada was like, okay, let me, we're gonna bring it to the Red Table Talk. So we're kind of waiting for the Red Table Talk to come so she can spill the beans on her side of the story. But if that was the case, but from what all the hoopla was about, people were talking about it as if like this wasn't okay. Like, they were talking about some people were talking about it from an age standpoint. Like, she manipulated him because he was on drugs and he was young, but consenting age. He wasn't young as in like a minor, but much younger than her. And because of the balance of power, You know, we are in the Me Too age, so you got to be careful about that balance of power, baby. Because of the balance of power, she was actually manipulative. Okay, so that's one critique, and that could be something because I remember recently we talked on the show on Marsha's Play. We talked about that trans woman that was murdered by that 18-year-old boy. She was 37 and he was 18. And I'm not in any way implying that she deserved to die at all, not at all. But I do find it strange that the community doesn't talk about when we hear these stories about these young dudes, you know, in these older trans women situations. I think that is something that, you know, like it's something to look at. It's something to mention because why would you be hooking up with an 18-year-old that's still in high school? 18 is legal, but you 37 messing with an 18-year-old girl, you shouldn't have even been in that situation. Not saying that you deserve to die. You shouldn't have killed you or nothing like that. But that's tired. Why are you 37 messing with an 18-year-old? That doesn't make sense to me. That's weird to me. I don't get it. That's crazy and annoying. So that's the thing. They're critiquing the age situation. Then there's this weird. I think it's like homophobic. I have a problem with the implication of a straight man being gay. There's these memes and statements that's being said about Will. Yeah, she was having her side pieces and he was having his side pieces with boys. Like there's this like weird implication. I think that's weird and homophobic. I feel like if he's straight, let him be straight. Like they always flip it on some gay shit to kind of, I don't know. That's weird to me. But you know, people are going to be people. But I thought that was weird. What else did I think? And just the problem with the non-monogamy. Like, yo, some people are out here having open relationships, and it's okay with the people in the relationship. You know, and if it's okay with the people in the relationship and not okay with you, who gives a fuck about your opinion? Who gives a fuck about what you're doing? What you care about, what they got going on in their romantic relationship? That's what they want to do. That's their business. Why does it matter to you? Folks, you need to mind your own business. I think that's weird. Let me see. Damn, I plan to watch that. I think you can watch it, but it's a train wreck, Brandon. Jada wanted August to be her quiet little concubine, but he was hurt and wanted real love. So when he realized he couldn't fully what he wanted to spill the beans. And this is perfect because they always act like niggas are the one that have an issue because chicks catch feelings. These niggas be catching feelings too. It happened to me all the time. I could want to hook up with a dude and eventually it's gonna turn into, oh, why you don't want to be in a relationship? Why we just hook up? You treat me like a slut. You treat me like, you know, like I just come over just to hook up with you. Why nigga, stop trying to be extra. You really not trying to be with me like that. You not trying to step up and be for real. And I'm not giving up what I got going on. Stop tripping, niggas. But niggas be getting in their feelings. So yes, absolutely. I think that's what it was. He got in his feelings. She put that old honey magical Baltimore pussy on him. You know, because you know Jay got some good cat. Like because you know she out here locking down Will Smith, who got tons of options. Fine and tons of options, money and everything. She's locking them down, letting them be open to relationships. I am less concerned about the relationship between Jada and August. They're grown. I want to know who is Will's fuck buddy. Run me that tea. Yeah, I do want to know what it is. You know, I was just about to bring that up. That is like yes. I think you were talking about the dealing with older 18-year-olds, old trans women dealing with 18-year-olds. Liza Cossey. Is that his woman? Let me look up her. Liza Cossey. Is she white? That sounds like. Oh, she's a YouTuber. She better come on through. I can't tell what she is. Is she Latinx? Is she like Afro Latina? She looked kind of like Maya a little bit, like a nah, not exactly, like a less pretty version of Maya. She's pretty, but like a less pretty version of Maya. What is she? Oh, interesting. Um, some girls try to say he may have been a client. I don't know any 18-year-old that has $200 or $300 for me. I do. I do. I remember I was so clients, I never really asked them about age because I never really asked them about age. And so I've had a client who came when I was younger. I think I was like 25. And I had a client come that I eventually found out was like 18, 19, and he was young. Um, let me see. Some girls, but yeah, some of them will save their coins up to have you. So don't sleep on them. They'll be saving the McDonald's checks. His wording was weird too. I love that family was devoted to them. Sounds like R. Kelly sex tattoos. Yeah, sex tattoo, yes. Tupac says she was the embodiment of life. She really got some otherworldly between down there. Yes, rest in peace, Venus Extravaganza. She has YouTube videos apologizing for her past racist videos. Yeah, so she must not. Is she not? She looks like she's something, like she's Latinx or something. She looks something. I was gonna say Diamond Nose. I heard Will Smith was messing with a model named Heidi Della Rosa. Let's see. What does Heidi Della Rosa look like? Oh, Heidi is a bad bitch. She's sickening. Heidi is big. I live for her. She's sickening. I heard. Yeah, I heard about Heidi too. Well, she's sickening to me. And like I said, if they both agree to it, I mean, what is the problem? Like if they both agree to it, oh well. Just because you call Phyllis nigga don't mean that it's a problem with us. We'll need to quit playing and come sponsor this. Oh, to have a trick like that, to have a trick that is like unworldly rich, where they can just give you whatever. That is wild. The bitches who get lucky like that, I'd be like, hmm. to you get to have whatever you want. You got enough money to even help your friends out. That would be wild. I wouldn't even know what to do. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Trying to think of, could y'all be in an open relationship? I know, I know Ty, y'all like to play games, so I know y'all be doing extra stuff. You and Hazel, I know y'all do y'all stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, I can't fuck with that. I can't. I guess no, I couldn't be in an open relationship. I can be I can be in a three-way, a committed three-way. Yeah. I can be, and I don't want. No. I don't want it to be. I could be in a three-way where we are committed to each other, and we just hook up with each other. But the whole adding folks and dating other people, no, I don't like that. I couldn't deal with that. Yeah, no. Um, I like to be in a poly relationship. We can date people together. Yeah, I don't, the way my self esteem is set up and my jealousy and possessiveness is set up, and they may be childish, but that's where I am. You have to meet people where they are. But yeah, the way all that in me is set up, I can't. I just can't do it. I like stuff to be mine. Um, what would you tap them for? What's on your list? Oh, what I would charge them? Like if I had like a trick that was rich. Oh, like unlimitedly rich? Oh, I would definitely be getting a house. I would definitely be getting a house. I would definitely be getting some type of business investment. I would be getting big shit. I would be getting shit that's gonna once he get tired of me, I'm set up for life. I would be like Nicole Murphy. Her and who else? Who else? Tracy Edmonds. That was married to Babyface. I would be like that. I would be trying to and have businesses and shit. Yes, that's what I would get. I love being polyamorous. Will allegedly gave Dwayne Martin millions of dollars to save his house. That's why they were rumored to have something going on. Yeah, I mean, like think about if you were rich. Like my friends wouldn't have to worry about anything if I was rich, like unlimitedly rich. Like I ain't like my friends wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Like they would have now once I give them something and they got to figure out how to keep it. Like I ain't paying your rent for the rest of your life type that. But my people would be taken care of if I was ever rich. So I can see that. I can see him doing that for somebody if they were especially like if they're about to lose their house or something about to happen. Yeah, I could see me being like, here, don't worry about it. If Diamond finds her a Will Smith, we can say goodbye to these Friday night sessions. I don't know. I can't really say that. I can't really say that I would change my whole life because I've been in not rich relationships, but I've been in relationships with people, that spoiled me. And I still needed an outlet like this. This is an outlet for me. So I still needed an outlet to kiki about what's going on in the world. So I can't see it stopping me from doing that. And it's not like I don't make money off of YouTube in the sense of like ads. That's another thing I have to tell y'all. So people ask me like, I don't do the videos like I used to because how the algorithm is set up on YouTube, I do not make money off of my videos because when you put like transgender, black, the stuff that I talk about, that stuff is considered by YouTube controversial, not good for brands, not good for stuff. So they limit the amount of ads that are on my videos. And so I don't make any money off of them because only put ads on my stuff sparingly. It's not like, it's different. Like, however, that algorithm is racist and it's transphobic, and they're actually getting sued by people for that. But when they changed that algorithm back in like 2012, 2013, whenever they did that big shift, when you had to do the notification bell, like I have like 10,000 subscribers and only about 300-400 people see my video, even though, and you will see like even today, somebody will pop in and say, oh my God, I haven't seen you on YouTube in forever, because they just now are seeing a thumbnail of my video. And it didn't used to be like that. Like if you subscribe, you saw everybody's video in your timeline. They only are or there was people who would discover me in the related to topic. So if you did a topic about Nicki Minaj, it could pop up in somebody's related topics, and somebody could discover you. They changed all that shit. So now it's only showing you popular YouTubers. So this whole thing has messed up the lucrativeness of YouTube. So now the lives are fun because people can actually donate in the chat box. They can actually donate, and so it's more lucrative like that. So when you don't see a donation, I'm not making no money off that video because the stuff that I talk about, I can't put ads on it. They don't monetize it. So yeah, so I do this because I enjoy to do it. Do I enjoy donations? Absolutely, because I get to do what I want to do in my organization with Marsha's Plate and with Black Trans Women's Inc. So yeah, but I think I know you was joking and I'm making it deeper than what it is. But yes, I would do this. I was doing YouTube for free for years. So I do this because I enjoy it. I do it because I enjoy it, yes. And if there's some money that comes from it, I love that too. I'm a sexual being and I like dichotomy. Yes. Did you see the recent Grapevine panel? Yes, I hated it. I did not like it. I don't like the people that they chose. I'm one of those people that I think you should choose people that I'm all for having varied conversations, like varied opinions, but there has to be a bottom line of education about a subject that it has to be a standard. And I think a lot of those, not a lot, but some of those girls on that panel, they don't have the bottom line. They still battling internalized transphobia and respectability politics within themselves. So yeah, I cringed at a lot of stuff and I had to cut it off. I'm gonna try to go back and finish it, but I probably won't. But if I'm bored sometimes I might look at it. But yeah, I can't fuck with it. It wasn't right. I'm lucky I've been getting you in my sidebar when you go live. Yes, if you hit the notification button, I think that makes it work. But if you didn't, then you probably won't get the notification. I'm too selfish. I don't want to share. I don't want a person who is comfortable with sharing me, just not my comfort level. Totally agree, Coco. I don't mind sharing with one person, but though being free to share with the whole world, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Wow, that's late. I bet your YouTube is still making money off your videos. No, it's not. They're not. I used to make I think the highest check that I ever got from YouTube was like 1,700. And that was back in when was that? That was back in remember I did that parody of Nicki Minaj where I was pretending to be her mother? That video went viral. And I got a bunch of money off of that video. That video, there was a video that I did. There's this weird video that I did where I was popping a pimple. And because I was popping a pimple, that group of people who like pimple that watch Dr. Pimple Popper, she didn't exist at the time, but that group of weird people who like watching shit like that, I'm one of those people, so I'm not reading them. But they would put that video on different sites where I was popping pimples, and that was the fetish of people, not fetish like sexual, but they were into watching that. And that video used to make me tons of money because it was one of those weird videos that just so happened people liked it because I was popping the pimple. But yeah, it's just random. You never know what video is going to go viral. You never know what video is going to make money. There was a video, my interracial, when I talked about dating a white boy for the first time, that made me a lot of money. Actually, people's favorite videos of mine are videos that didn't make me a lot of money. So like everybody's video that everybody talks about is the video where I talk about Lawrence, where I talk about the man of my dreams. That video everybody talks about. or woman dress. You know, all the Love Beneath. People always talk about Love Beneath. Those videos were not my lucrative videos. It's when I was talking about bullshit. They'll be just get popular for some reason. If I talk about pop culture or if I talk about some bullshit it'll be just randomly. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. It doesn't. It's not lucrative now. Now it's based off of where I make the bulk of my money. Is on social media is Marketplace. Yeah, Marketplace is what brings my money with sponsorships and donations and Patreon. That's where the money comes from. And of course, my job as executive director and traveling and doing gigs like that. So yes, that's where the bulk of my money comes from. These days, I used to have like a regular job, but now I totally live off of my social media. So yes, let me go back up. Yeah, and they remove folders so you can't categorize your subscriptions. Exactly. They just changed it to where it's just benefiting the bigger people. And as a person who has a niche market, I have a very particular niche category, and how their algorithm works. The niche that I am is deemed inappropriate. Diamond deserves millions of subscribers. Thank you. She is one of my few who actually has talent. Oh, thank you. I don't belong to anybody. I own me. I share me with who I want to share me with. You are my teammate, not my owner. I get, yeah, you on that. That's the real feminist. But when it comes to relationships, I'm real patriarchal. Get on the team or sit in the audience. Yeah, when I come to my own personal, how do you feel about Hope Giselle? I plead the fifth. No, I can be real. I feel like Hope is. I don't know what shifted with Hope in 2000 and I don't know if it was 18. I don't know what shifted with her. But prior to whatever shift that strategy that she's on now with her social media, maybe like 3 years ago, Hope used to make videos that were very contrary. They were very internalized transphobic. She was very talk shit about sex workers. She was very problematic to me. She was one of those girls that I felt like, they had no politic that was progressive. She was like, to me, like a Candace Owens of the trans community. She was, she had these respectability politics that I think were a problem for me. So I didn't really fucking pay attention to her. People would send me her videos and read, and I'm like, I don't listen to her. Like, that's like, I don't listen to Candace Owens. It's that kind of simple. And so something happened where I guess she learned that was, I don't know, something happened where she shifted how she talked about things that was a little bit more, little less conservative. And so she shifted, and once she shifted, she started becoming popular. And she started controlling that conservative side that she has. But if you pay attention to some of the things that she says, you know how my grandmother used to say, a broke clock is right 2 times a day. So that's how I feel. Like she's good at regurgitating. Great point. She's an articulate girl. She's good at regurgitating points, but she also regurgitates like hotel points. Like even in that video, she was regurgitating buck breaking, and that is a long time hotep trope of slavery. Like they bring that up to be anti-homophobic. So when she brings it up in a conversation about transness and, you know, men and how they murdering us and that they're in the black people's response, that's some hotep shit that you're not bringing the context of that conversation into the conversation, and you think you're saying something smart, but you actually are hearkening to some hotep talking points. But that goes to that black conservative side of her. Because she had some respectability politics, and that is a respectability politics is a pillar of black conservatives. And so that's how she is. Like, she loves to say, well, I never was an escort and I never was this. And, you know, I've always worked in the narrative of trans women being in escorts and sex work. That's not all of us. And she's always had that kind of respectable thing. And so that always have been, for me, off-putting. Now, like I said, recently, she has sometimes said some things that are like, oh, she's on point. Like, some things that she said was on point. But then she'll go from being on point to, ooh, what are you talking about? Ooh, what are you talking about? And that could be just a different in politics, but it's a different in politics. Like, I'm super left. Like, anybody who knows me, I'm super left. I'm super progressive. I'm not into shaming sex workers. I'm not into catering to cis people. Like, I'm not gonna be like, if we get to talking about cis women, I'm not gonna be, you know, if we're critiquing the problem that I have with cis women, I'm gonna let you know the problem that I have with cis women. I'm not gonna be, oh, cis women are the prototype and blah blah blah. No, I'm here to critique y'all because y'all contribute to our deaths as well. Y'all contribute to the culture that leads to our death as well. So I'm not gonna be kissing y'all ass. I'm not gonna be, you know, when it's time to give cis women some love, I'm gonna do that. But when we're critiquing the culture of patriarchy and how y'all uphold it, we're gonna talk about how y'all uphold it. And so, you know, I'm real leftist, and I don't like people who are kind of straddling that black conservative fence, and that's what I think that she does. You know, I love that she's a different voice in the community, absolutely, and I love that, and I'm happy that she exists. But that's my critique of her. I can't say that I don't like her. I do like her, absolutely, I do like her. But if I'm going to critique Hope Giselle, that's my critique. In the same way, like I like T.S. Madison. In the same way that I like T.S. Madison, but I have critiques of T.S. Madison too. I think that, you know, sometimes she has a butch queen sensibility. Yeah, it's so many, you know, just like people can critique me, and I don't mind it. But yes, that's what I think about Hope Giselle. Let's see. Those girls don't have the range. No, they don't. Some of them sound like they have the range, but then some of them did not. And I'm not trying to act like I know everything and I got the range for everything, but I have been doing this a long time, and I have an intellect where I can apply. You know, some people. God, see, y'all trying to make me be shady. You know, there are some people who are articulate and loud, but they're not intelligent. They can't apply. They know how to regurgitate the theory, but they don't know how to connect the dots. You're gonna listen to them and hear something that you've heard before. You're not gonna have an aha moment. You're not gonna have oh, I didn't think of it like that. Shit. Damn. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm trying not to go too deep in to be shady. But it's just what it is. You see people regurgitating a lot of normal, typical progressive talking points that, honey, if you watch a damn Angela Davis video, you'll get some of the top talking points. And you can just regurgitate her. And so, but how are you applying these theories and these concepts to your life and to your world? Some people are not good at that because they're not very intelligent. They just talk well. They just talk well or talk loud. They're not really bright. Sorry that I'm not trying to be shady. I'm telling the truth. Y'all trying to get me in trouble with the community. They gonna cancel me, girl. Nah. That's why I do my own thing so I can say what I want. Okay, so let me see. I'm sorry. Let me go back. The girls don't have the range. No, they don't. I think a lot of the girls just live to hear themselves talk. And some girls that, we're in a world where trans people are dismissed, thrown away, murdered, seen as crazy, blah, 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 all those kind of things. So some girls really are just trying to ride this wave of trans attention, and they need it. And this is just who I am is just who I am. I'm just, anybody who knows me, this is how I talk. When we, what y'all see, I'm not putting on airs. But y'all been watching me for as long as y'all been watching me. So y'all know I'm not putting on for people. This is who I am. This is who I am. But some people are putting on. And that's, they want the attention. And I don't mind. Get your attention, baby. Whatever you need to make you feel loved as a trans person, go for it. If that's you making some videos about every single trans topic that comes in, just for you to get a couple of likes and views, go for it. Whatever I think, don't be humble about that. Like, do whatever you feel makes you feel good. That's not harming people. But yeah, if it's you making some videos, go for it. You want the attention, go for it. There's some girls on YouTube that's been on YouTube for years. They putting on wigs and this all they do in the video. They don't talk about no political shit. They just want to look pretty. Girls like that, I found it silly, but I also found if that's what you want to do, it ain't harming nobody, go for it. I'm not tripping. Hope was the only one who had some range, in my opinion. But I do have a critique of her as well. There were some good things that Hope said, absolutely, yes. But there was some cringy stuff too. The Grapevine can be like that, though. I watched the African spirituality video, and there were only 2 or 3 people who had experience. Everyone else was Christian. Yeah, that's another thing I felt. Sometimes their casting is off. Even the look of the girls. Like, it was like y'all got a lot of binary girls on here. Y'all couldn't pick some different girls, some different kind of presenting girls. Y'all got a lot of binary looking girls. Yeah, that was weird. I used to love your story time. That's how I found you years ago. Thank you, Asia. I got my Jordan, but if Pippen is in the draft, he might get picked. I know that's right. Your pimple popping video popped up in my suggestions the other day. Yeah, if you go back and watch some old videos of mine, the old videos will pop up. And because that was the video that made them a lot of money, they're gonna show it to you. Ooh, this is her money maker. And also, if y'all do see some ads, click them. The woman dress is one of mine, and the Bonnie Louise. I love that. Yeah, all those type of videos that were my favorite, like woman dress, Bonnie Louise, all that stuff. Those are my favorite to do. I like those type of videos. They don't make me no money, child. It's when I'm doing silly stuff. Yes, the Love Beneath theory was amazing. She was deep in respectability politics. Absolutely. I think she is still anti-sex worker. She has changed her language about it. If you pay attention, it's not as harsh as it used to be like 3 years ago. And people evolve, but I don't believe that she evolved. I believe that she evolved how she talks about it because she started to see it as problematic. Not her, started to see people was calling her out about it. She got implants and had a few sickening clients, and voila, she was delivered. Don't that deliver you, bitch? That deliver you, honey. You are spot on. Thank you, Guru. All of that was before she pulled her physical together. Come on, you reading. kind of sad, but whatever it takes to get on the right side of history. I know that's right. You said it, I didn't, man. When she said black cis women don't owe us shit, super cringe. Ooh, yes. I don't even think I got to that part, but I heard about it from other people. Ramen, please tell me your thoughts on the rift between black cis men and black cis women. I agree with regurgitating theories but not connecting the dots. Yes, Mark, that is what it is. So, ethics guru. I think one of my favorite books that really breaks the history down is Bell Hooks' Ain't I a Woman? And I don't want to regurgitate her. I want to send you to her directly. Where is my library? Where is my library? This right here.
This is Audible.
Oh, shit. Sorry. This is Bell Hooks' Ain't I a Woman? And I would suggest you getting the physical copy and get you a highlighter and really get to wearing it out, because that's what I do first, and then I get the Audible so I can quick reference when I need to quote the master of Black feminism, that is Bell Hooks. And she talks about it, about, those nuances of how we were forced to kind of, in order to survive as Black women, we were forced to be in a position where we had to take care of ourselves, so we didn't have the luxury of sitting in the house. Patriarchy has white women sitting in the house getting taken care of. We couldn't do that. Like when we talk about when feminism, white feminism talks about, women need to work. Black women were already working. We white women need to be out here with their own money and their jobs because financial abuse is real. And when we don't have the resources to do what we want and we don't have the freedom, we don't have the money, we gotta work. When they were preaching that, Black women was looking like, what? We've been working. We've been doing laundry and, being maids. And, we couldn't survive without us working. And so that we were already seeing a level of independent power when it comes to money. When we talk about like Madam C.J. Walker, when we talk about, we could see that we were of value. We bring money in, and there's a level of independence. If this nigga go and do something else, I still got some money coming in to where I could survive. And so that puts us in a different power dynamic with the men that we date, that the white women were at. It's different now. It's kind of coming together and being more homogenized now. But it puts us in a different scenario than them when it comes to how we think about money, how we think about the household, who's the head of the household, all those kind of things. And I'm not talking about conservative Black people. Well, yeah, women got on welfare. The state told them that they could not be in the house, so it separated the family unit. Nigga, fuck out of here. Black men take care of their kids. Not all of them, but for the most part, they do. Like statistically, Black men marry Black women. They're not. You would think that they all out here marrying white women. Let them tell it, or let some stupid people tell it. But no, statistically, Black men usually marry Black women. They just go out of the race more often than Black women. So they usually I was about to say race traitor. They were about to. They usually go out of the race more often than black women, so that's the difference. But most of the time, we marry interracial in the race, and so intercommunally. So that's bullshit. So the whole welfare that could have affected some people's lives, but you know what affected the family unit more than likely more than welfare was like the police and prison industrial complex or whatever. Anyway, that gives black women we have had centuries of a little bit of domestic power. And black men, not all of them, I'm just speaking in general as community. I think a lot of black men do not want to dismantle patriarchy. They want to be white men in blackface. They want all the rules when it comes to patriarchy, but they want to flip it with the race. They want to be the kings and the woman is beneath me. They want all the patriarchy spoils. Oh, thank you, brother. I love you. I still ain't put our video out. So yes, they want all the spoils of patriarchy, but they don't want they don't want the white supremacy. And so when they look at black women and they have this kind of level of power, they are becoming the matriarchs. They're not invested in that bullshit that white women are in. There's going to be a clash. There's going to be a clash of why can't you be like the good white women who want to be beneath me and who want to be on by my side beneath me, by my side but down here. They're looking. If you're not fitting the feminine be my queen thing, then that is going to be a clash. And there are some women who want to do that, who also want to keep patriarchy the same. They want to be like white women because white femininity is the pinnacle for them. They want to be, it is a Christian wife duty to be in the house, being a mother and taking care of her husband. That trope of white femininity, a lot of black women, especially through religion, think that that's the way to go. So, child, that's what it is. But that's such a layered question. But that's a book that I think there's an episode on Guru. There's an episode that Marsha played. We do, and it's called Toxic Femininity. Listen to that episode. I kind of break down some of the things there too. The nuances of patriarchy. And yeah, so watch that one too. I agree with regurgitating theory, but not connecting the dots. Absolutely. Thank you. I will certainly check it out. What's good? Gerald from Hey Arnold, long head ass nigga. Fuck you, bitch. That's my brother, y'all. Right here. That reminds me of Miss America. The black woman in the show was working. Absolutely. Miss America gives you that nuance. Thumbs up if you're watching. There's 24 people here, and it's only 13 thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're watching. Do you believe police reform is possible? What are your thoughts on prison abolition? So I believe in prison abolition. I believe in abolishing the police, but I don't believe that we can do that. Like, oh my God, tomorrow fire all the police and shut down the precincts. I don't think that's going to happen. That's not realistic. And that's not what I think people are trying to get you to do when they try to get you to, when they talk about defunding the police. These are the next steps in the direction of abolishing the prison system. We want to be trying to get there. We don't want to sit there and be like, oh, that's impossible, and don't try. The system that we have right now is not working. It's murdering black people. It's incarcerating black people. the system of the state, violence, that whole stuff, it's not working. So we have to figure out a way, steps in the direction of working. Are we going to make mistakes in that step process? Yes, absolutely. There's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be some things that we try that do not work. But if we don't try at all, we're going to be stuck with this system that we have right now. So that's why defunding is not taking the police all away. Defunding is reallocating money to things that we know that work. Because giving money to militarize the police doesn't stop crime. It's not working. It's not stopping us from, Black women, particularly cis and trans, it's not stopping us from being killed by our intimate partner. It would be silly for me to say, take away police all around, take away police, when we ain't figured out why these niggas is killing us like they are. Because our demographic, CDC, if you look at statistics, CDC released the information. Black women, cis or trans, are the most likely demographic, other than like Native. I think there's a few, like maybe one demographic under us, maybe two, maybe immigrant folks. But we are one of the lowest. We're a demographic that is low. That is not low. That's high on intimate partner homicide. And we the least likely that dates outside of our race. So it's usually Black men that are murdering us. And so why is that? I cannot, in my own right mind, try to get rid of the police without figuring that out. Because sometimes the police is all you can call when a nigga is beating your ass about to kill you. So I'm not saying get rid of police right now. What I'm saying is, let's figure out other ways to use this money, since we know it's not working. Figure out other ways to take this money away from them and put it in places that is in programs that's preventative. We know that, a woman having a job, a woman having more resources to be able to do what she wants to do, makes her less likely to be in a situation where she's being financially abused, where she's being beat, where she's going through domestic violence. There are certain things that we know help prevent that. Like crime in general. It's not because the ghetto is full of Black people that crime happens. It's because of poverty. Because predominantly white neighborhoods that go through poverty have high crime rates. It doesn't have anything to do with race. Because if you don't have employment, if you're having unemployment issues, housing instability, all the things that come with being poverty stricken, that leads to crime. It's not about race. A lot of people, because of racism, make it seem like, oh, they're lazy and they're naturally criminal. They're naturally doing this stuff because they're Black. That's the racist idea. But it's not really that. Statistically, we know that that's not true. And it's the same thing with what is up against us. If we are in a better situation when it comes to our living stability, it actually prevents us from being abused. And so if we know that these preventative measures can be invested in with that money, that billions of dollars that we give into police, when we actually can invest it in this, and this actually has shown promising results, you don't need to invest in getting more tanks, getting better clothes, getting, bombs and fucking rockets and shit for the fucking police. When y'all don't even prevent crimes, which is y'all fucking job. Y'all don't even do that. Y'all don't even work. Y'all just come in when the crime has already been done and send people to jail and exploit them for their labor. Like, it doesn't work. So when we talk about police reform, we're not talking about cutting police out like immediately. What it's gonna do? We trans women, we getting killed, and niggas be trying to attack us. If we can't call the police, what it's gonna do? No, we're not saying that. We are saying we need to be moving in the direction to create infrastructure that is working. Take that money from them that's not working and invest it into something that's working until we get to the point where we don't need prisons. We don't need police. Yeah. We didn't have prison and police before slavery. Honey. Do you believe police reform is I'm sorry. Speaking of which, do you know welfare was created because men went to war and women and children left alone was breaking the economy? You know that wasn't for black women at all. It wasn't. But even now, white folks are predominantly the ones on welfare. It is a racist narrative that it is us. Another book. Jesus. White people will have you, racism will have you believe, I hate to say white people, because it's not just white people. There's black people that are invested in that kind of racist ideology. Another book that is a great read.
To strive by similar method.
It is called Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi. And another book of his is, of course, this is popular because it just came out. How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi. So read those. Read those. They're really, really great books with research. Like, you can't just go by. Like, another thing, like, if you're trying to learn about a topic, don't just go to Google. Go to Google Scholar. Like, there's an actual different kind of Google. It's called Google Scholar, where you're getting actual researched articles, peer-reviewed articles with actual research-backed information, not just an article that somebody is just regurgitating shit. Go to actually Google Scholar and search, and then it gives you some facts, because there could be some things that you believe that the research don't support, baby, or you believe it and the research doesn't exist to support it. It could be true, but you don't know. You can't prove it's true because the research hasn't been done. That's a lot of shit that comes with transness, because they don't give a fuck about us. So a lot of research hasn't been done. So a lot of people be saying shit that is not backed by research. So, do your Googles, but do your Google Scholars. And it's free. It's free, girl. It's free. This is old school, but Pedagogy of the Oppressed. That's a good book too. It's a slow read, but yeah. But yes, cocoa butter. Don't let these motherfuckers fool you. I know you know, but don't let these motherfuckers get you invested in that racist idea. Hey, Rock, what up, bro? Yes. He's really, that nigga getting grown, Ty. He's getting grown. He got a whole kid and shit, y'all. Whole wife and kid. Paying bills and struggling with bills, girl. He a whole grown man, honey. Woo! Dealing with adult bullshit. Tell her they don't want us to know that part. I'm sure will, and thank you again. Right, I wish they could get rid of welfare. I like welfare. I think in this culture, the way it's set up, folks need help, and I think welfare helps them. This year, we wouldn't even have to vote in November. His people would run him out of there. Yeah, because they love their coins. But sometimes I think racism is so embedded in some of these motherfuckers that it don't matter that it's hurting them. Like, literally, a lot of poor white folks is voting against their own interests. And so, yeah. So I think sometimes it's just embedded in them. They can't help it. It don't matter. What is it? Cut your hand off to spite your face. Or I don't know. What's the saying about cutting your nose off to spite your face or something? I don't know. I don't know if that means, but that's what it feels like. You wearing yourself out. All right, so we have 6 more minutes. What are we going to talk about in 6 minutes? Ooh, I have a Jack message. Jack, baby. Okay. Welfare used to be much better. They paid for nursing, my nursing education back in the day. Bill Clinton stopped all of that. Social safety nets. Baby hating on socialism, but that's what it is. You help your people. You help your people. If you help your people get better, they actually grow the economy. Yes, 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 yes. That's what happens. You help them be able to get jobs and work jobs and have skills. It grows the economy. But if you don't allow them to do that, the economy fails. That's why when Democrats get into office, because they're not perfect, but when they get into office and their tactics, it starts to work. That's why you see Clinton totally reform and get us out of those Reaganomics. Totally reform. And then our economy gets the best it had ever been. And then we get Bush in office and it tanks and we go in a recession. And then boom, Obama comes and fixes it. And we get out of recession. And then now we have Trump. And, you know, recession starts to happen. Oh, so I will. I have a video of me and my brother coming soon. I gotta edit it about about our both of our first experience with police. Not our very first, but as a that had something to do with us. Of course, policemen came to our house when our mama was fighting with our stepdad or something like that. But I'm talking about with our that had something to do with us. Yes, this is our first experience with police, and we wanted to share that because that is the hot button topic, police brutality, and we wanted to share that experience. You gotta know when my brother comes on, we really be spitting that shit. so, so yes, I got a video coming out with him. Um, I'm the reason why I haven't edited it is because I don't know if I'm gonna make it into a podcast. I can make it into a show of Marsha's Play or just have it for YouTube. I don't know. I haven't decided. So yes. Um, are we still gonna discuss Closer and American Beauty? Yeah. Which one would you rather? I really love Closer and American Beauty, so it doesn't matter. Which one would you rather discuss next week? Because I don't have. Because I'll be. Don't tell anybody. But I'm tired of being in the motherfucking house. And I've worked so hard this Pride Month that I'm traveling. And I'm going to be alone, still social distancing, but I'm traveling so I can be in a better, more luxurious place for self care. American Beauty. Okay. We can do American Beauty next Friday. Now, unless something happens, now if something hot and juicy happens and that changes it, but we can do American Beauty next Friday. I can watch that. Yeah, I love it. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Let's see. Can we talk about conservatives and politicizing Rona? Not today, but that's a good topic. You are still going to get it. I think we people need help. I just had a shady agenda. Okay. That's why sometimes I wish for Elay. Wipe this shit out and clean and reformat the whole gig. I'm a constant tightrope balancing act of being hopeful and hopelessness when it comes to true change for us. Please try to catch Try not to catch the Rona. Enjoy yourself. Yes, that's what I'm gonna try not to. I actually think I already caught the Rona in January. Actually, I really think I did. Um, yeah, I think that I don't know. I just know it's a slow burn, Ty. I think that it's a slow burn. Think about how long it took for us to get where we are now. It's a slow burn. People are catching the twice. Oh, you're ruining my getaway. Nah, I'm gonna be super careful. Um, I think it's a slow burn. I think because this is such it's progression on so many levels. We got so many isms that we are trying to dismantle that it's gonna take us. It's gonna take a while. But as we can see, we keep making steps forward when we talk about this thing. The Supreme Court just doing their thing. Really, I thought we weren't gonna get that, and the fact that those two conservative judges really voted in our favor, that gave me a lot of hope. I know that the superficial things of rolling back medical care now, but those are not in laws. They're just rolling some stuff back. We can get that shit back again. But these concrete Supreme Court rulings, we're moving in the right direction. So I can't help but be hopeful. And when it's gonna come to a head, like I think what's happening now with trans folk being more visible, it's gonna come to a head. We used to be stealth and not be out here all out. And so of course with people becoming more visible, there's going to be some backlash. But I think over time, it's just gonna get better and better. So I have to be hopeful. If I'm not hopeful, I feel like I'm dying. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. It has been 2 hours. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. We will be back next Friday. We will be talking about, unless something happens in between now and Friday, we will be talking about American Beauty. So go watch American Beauty. I love that show. Love that movie. Watch American Beauty, and we will discuss it next Friday. It's a classic, award-winning classic. Follow me on social medias, on all the social media platforms as Diamond Styles, Diamond spelled the regular way, STYLZ. I have a podcast, if you don't know, called Marsha's Plate, and we release an episode every Thursday for your listening pleasure. I am the executive director of Black Trans Women's Inc. We are an organization that is dedicated to the empowerment of Black trans women. We have programs that you can be a part of. We have a donation link if you wanna be in community with us. We have a COVID relief fund. We have because we are underfunded, there are some applications that we have not gotten to yet, but we have dedicated ourselves to the money that we are getting to fulfill all of the applications as they come, and so that's what we're doing now. I am launching. I did get funded, um, um, and I'm launching within the next couple of weeks. If you are in Harris County here in Texas, and a Black trans woman who has been incarcerated, who is in jail in Harris County, we actually have some funds to get her out of jail. So contact us so that we can get your sisters out of jail. If not, if they are got $1 million bonds, we talk about misdemeanors, bitch. We can't pay millions of dollars to get folks out. But if their bond is 500 and under, something low, some misdemeanor charge, contact us. We can get your sisters out of jail. If they are in prison, if they're in jail for a long period of time, not necessarily prison, but could be prison, and they are in the state of Texas, let me know as well. We can send them a care package of some coins on their books. Yes, I think I'm gonna call this. I got the funding already, but I haven't worked out of the name. I think I'm gonna call this the D Farmer Savior Fund. D Farmer is a Black trans woman that was brutally raped in Terre Haute, Indiana, in the prison there, and in 1989. And she fought. She was the first trans woman to actually bring a court case to the Supreme Court, to the actual Supreme Court. Like, there's been other cases before her, but they were on the lower circuit to the actual Supreme Court. And it was Farmer versus Brenham. And, you know, her court case that she won led to the Prison Rape Elimination Act. And that act led to multiple acts, like the Violence Against Women Act, you know, all these acts that we hear people talking about now. And she did this all herself. She went into the law library of the prison and did this all herself. It wasn't some lawyers that led to this. She got to the end, and ACLU tacked on. I actually got a episode that's coming on my Marshall's Plate about D Farmer, so you'll learn her whole story. But that Black trans woman led to so many protections. Her protecting herself and fighting for her rights because of her sexual assault led to so many protections with trans women, men in prison who get raped, women in prison who get raped. It literally got the ball rolling to have protections around prison sexual assault. And so people don't give her enough credit, and I want to make sure that I create something that gives her legacy. And so, yes, I think I'm going to name the fund after that. And so that's what's going on. If you are in Texas and you got somebody in, you know, one of your girls is in prison, or you know somebody that got locked up and we can get them out of jail and they got a small bond, let me know. Contact me at dcollier@blacktranswomen.org and we can get your girl out of jail. We got the funds for it. So yes, so if you want to support, all my links are in the bottom. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all next Friday. Bye-bye.